Hello everyone, welcome to Drone Talks channel. Today we are at a second day of Aerial Cities event in Dublin City Hall, and I'm here with our guest Glen Lynch, CEO of Volatus Aerospace. Hello,
How are you? Thank you for having me.
thanks for being with us. Volatus Aerospace has been partnering with the event for a long time now, and I want to say thank you again. Therefore, we have already had interview over a year ago, and I was wondering what changed with the company since then.
So, a lot of things have happened. I think, as with most companies, we're experiencing the geopolitical changes, some of the world's reset on global trade. I think that created some big concerns initially. I think now it's created some very significant country or opportunities in countries like Canada and various countries around the world.
That is true. We heard that you recently announced a major investment in the new Mirabel hub.
That's right.
We were wondering what role will this site play for Volatus' long-term vision?
So that was really in response to a couple of trends in the industry, but more specifically, what's happening in Canada. So the Canadian government in June announced an additional $9 billion in funding for our defense for the Canadian Armed Forces. And with that, they also made a statement that 75 cents of every defense dollar spent by the Canadian government leaves Canada. And they made a commitment to repatriate as much of that by developing Canadian capacity and Canadian capabilities. So when we looked at that and realized that the drones were extremely relevant right now for defense organizations around the world, but particularly relevant for the Canadian Armed Forces, it was evident there was a large opportunity to start manufacturing domestically, and that's what our objective was.
Understand, thank you. And also, we have another news that Volatus gained approval for scaled-up BVLOS operations. So, congrats.
Thank you.
That's a big one. What does this milestone mean for your next move towards the fully autonomous drone operations?
So, um, large scale beyond visual line of sight, it gives us the ability to scale both top line revenues and gross margins. It dramatically reduces the mobilization and demobilization costs. It allows us to leverage a many to one, many drones to a single operator environment. So instead of sending 5 trucks in the field with 10 people and 5 drones, we now send 1 truck with 5 drones and 1 person. So they'll launch the drones, be operated remotely. It really enables large scale operations and a large scale implementation of drones as a tool, basically.
This is great. And talking about enabling and growing, we have also noticed that Volatus has been expanding internationally. So, where do you see the biggest opportunity to growth market? Is it North America, Europe, or emerging markets?
Well, I would say in the past, I would have said Africa was a large growth area for us, particularly in the cargo field.
Yes.
United States is always a growth market. It's going through a state of change right now. So I would say it's a critically important market, but not a primary focus at the moment. Canada is a major area of focus for us. So I would say major growth markets for us would still be Canada, a little bit in Africa, also Southeast Asian regions.
Mhm. Thank you so much. And maybe as the last question related to also Aerial Cities events and your next goals for the next year, what key message would you send to the regulators and operators attending the events now? What should be our next move to enable scalable and safe aerial services?
Well, I would say, first of all, aerial cities, participation in aerial cities is the first thing I would encourage. I think it's an ideal forum because it's an opportunity for industry and government to actually interrelate without an immediate commercial objective, right? It's an understanding on both sides. So, first of all, for the governments that have taken the time to be here, I think as an industry we appreciate it. I think it's valuable. And for the industry participants that have chosen to be here and participate in helping sponsor the event, I think it's critically important that these conversations go on. This will be the way that we enable our industry to grow more quickly through understanding and collaboration, really private public partnerships.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your opinion regarding the event because this is a really important event for us as Drone Talks and Mursali Consulting, and we love having you with us for years now. Maybe before we close the interview, is there anything you want to mention regarding your panel? Because you have it after 1 hour, I think. Would you like to give us a hint? What is it going to be like, and what's your opinion on it?
So we're talking about scaling revenues, and Volatus is, I won't say we're unique in that space, but I think we were fairly early where we took a different approach from most of the industry. Most of the industry is identifying a problem and trying to solve that problem. Volatus, we like to identify a customer that has a problem where it can be solved by a drone. The technology is either immediately available or very quickly available, and there's a regulatory enablement. So rather than chasing kind of what we would like to do, we chase a combination of what we would like to do with what we're able to do. And the more we do, the more we're able to do. So that's allowed us to expand our regulatory waivers, to be able to operate outside of the constraints of the existing regulations by building more and more experience, and that's been a key revenue driver for us. So I think that'll be the main theme of this panel today, is really talking about how companies can scale their revenues and generate some long-term sustainable business activities.
Well, we are very much looking forward to the panel,
Thank you.
and thank you so much for being in this interview with me. It was a pleasure, and thank you everyone for watching. Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks very much.